going to be at 3:30 in the morning that you have been going to try to join us today. However, I don't know if you'll be able to get on. And so, consequently, we may have a plan B. It's important in business that you always have a plan B ready to go. And so we have a list of questions that have come in this week. We've tried to take a look at the questions that came in and pull out the ones that are directly relative to our peak performance system. If you remember last week when we did this call, we talked heavily about the weight management system and how it worked and why it was effective. Today we're going to highlight our peak performance system, which is a secondary system, of course, that can be used as an enrollment package that also has 3 levels, the same format relative to the volume associated with them, that somebody can use or utilize as an enrollment package, but maybe it would be for a different type of prospect, somebody that isn't necessarily looking for weight loss. And so what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to test and see if Dr. Joshua Plant has had a chance to join us on the call today. Dr. Josh Plant, are you with us by chance? Well, bless the good doctor. I hope he's getting some sleep. I know he had a long flight out to Japan. So what we're going to do instead today is we're going to go out to our Director of North American Sales. Of course, that is Jerem Dasterman. And Jerem, you're a guy that who lives and looks the part of Life Unlimited. The guy that is very tuned into fitness. When we talk about the peak performance kit, certainly, Jerem, you would be the type of individual that I would feel like this combination of products would be geared to. And so I'm maybe just going to run through and ask you a couple questions today, excusing the doctor from the call today. Jerem Dasterman, have you had an opportunity to jump on the call and join us today?
I have, Ryan. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, buddy. Thank you for joining us. And Jerem, you're a guy that lives an active lifestyle, very athletic. I know, just earlier this week you had a chance to hit a round of golf with you, and then you had finished up with that and ran out and played the softball for a couple hours. And that of course, was all done after spending a good 2 hours at your normal gym routine that I typically can't keep up with you on. So you're definitely somebody who understands the importance of giving your body the proper fuel in order to perform at its peak. So maybe if you would, just answer the question, who is the peak performance system designed for? What is the demographic, or what is the group of individuals that would look at using this specific combination of products?
Absolutely, that's a great question. This is, again, like Ryan said, we take these questions that come in, and we try to funnel them into what is being asked about the peak performance. And the evolution of what Zija offers, weight management is first and foremost, and with that is obviously the proper nutrition, and that is derived from the Moringa oleifera plant, botanical. What the peak performance system is designed for is for those individuals who have lost the weight that they want to lose, but continue on a program where the business makes sense. They're still selling the business, they're still sharing the business, they're still building the business, but we're offering a system that will allow someone to stay and maintain at their peak performance level. On top of that, as we are out sharing the opportunity and sharing the product, we don't want to limit ourselves to just people that need to lose weight or need nutrition. We want to share the nutrition, and we want to share products that anybody can partake of. As a competitive athlete growing up and playing at many different levels of sports, it was very important to receive the proper nutrition and supplementation and eat right. And so what the peak performance system offers is just that as you cast your net sharing the products, then you're going to be able to capture more people to share it with.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. Maybe it would be appropriate we just highlight maybe the components that are contained in the peak performance system. We know that the XM Plus, a great product where your body gets the nutrition plus the energy. A lot of individuals will like to use that as a pre-workout type of supplement. Of course, the Prime 90, which is our meal replacement shake that has 20 grams of protein per serving. So a lot of people who are hitting the gym and looking for a protein supplement, the Prime 90 is a great answer for that. Of course, it's always great to give your body proper nutrition, and then to perform in the peak, you want to continually cleanse and detoxify. So we've got components in there that will provide that for your body as well. Let's talk about specifically the Super Mix, because the Super Mix is the nutritional component that's contained in the peak performance system. And we know that the Super Mix contains A to B essential amino acids and additional amino acids. But maybe talk about amino acids and order for someone to have them in their body, in order for them to perform during daily activities or sports, athletics, whatever the activity may be?
Okay, that too is a great question. As we are active in our life, whatever it may be, I mean, it can be in competitive sports, it could be snow skiing, it could be cycling, it could be just going to the park and walking around the park, whatever it is, you're using your muscles to do this, right? And a lot of times, if you haven't been active for a while, you're going to get a little bit sore. Your muscles are a little sore, they're not used to that. What's happening with that is that you're breaking your muscles apart, you're stretching them, you're breaking them down, and the amino acids are essential in repairing what your muscle fibers have done when you get sore. So for an athlete, for example, he hits the weight room extremely hard. I'll take one of our distributors, Luke Kerr. I know that he is a big fan of the Super Mix because of what the amino acids do for him as he's bodybuilding. He will strategically break down his muscles, and as he drinks the Super Mix, those amino acids that are in there, the 8 essential amino acids and along with 10 additional amino acids, that it will repair his body. Now, why is that important? No one likes to be sore that long, right? That's never a fun feeling to have, and as we're active, we want to be able to be active each and every day. And so as we intake those amino acids, our body will repair itself, therefore giving us the opportunity to continually be active day in and day out.
Well, thank you, Jim. Of course, one of the things I love that you hit on there was the fact that that's how your body will grow and develop it, is by breaking it down. And it is through repairing itself, as it repairs those muscle fibers that have been damaged during the workout, that you actually will build lean muscle and grow more muscle and put that mass on, is by actually repairing itself. And so, of course, the amino acids play a critical role in allowing that to happen. But additionally, contained in Super Mix, we also have the omegas 3, 6, and 9. Maybe if you would just articulate why those are so important in living an active lifestyle as well.
Absolutely. I mean, the omegas, for a few different reasons, are extremely important. I like how the way Dr. Plant says this is the brain food, right? This is nourishment to the brain, and so it's extremely important to have the omegas. But on top of that, what the omegas are giving you is lubricating your joints as you are active and moving around at whatever level that you choose to be. These omegas are lubricating your joints, keeping them fresh, keeping them alive so you're not wearing them out, and allowing you to continually be active. And so, for anybody that's out there listening, and as you're sharing the Zizia product line, a few key words that you got to pick up here is you are sharing it with someone, and you approach one of your neighbors or one of your youth groups or whoever it may be. The questions that I would be asking them is, before you share any of the Zizia products, is what are you doing in your life now to supplement your amino acids, and allow them to tell you what they're doing. Because as they tell you, well, I don't know, I kind of do this and I kind of do that, it then gives you an opportunity to share the Super Mix. Well, that's great. This is what I do to supplement my amino acids. And then go into, it has the essential 8 and 10 additional amino acids that you can supplement. It tastes good, it's great, and on top of that, if you would like, you can earn a little bit of money as you're taking that product. And then ask them this, what omegas are you taking? A lot of people take just a very generic omega supplementation, and you can then share, well, this carries the omegas 3, 6, and 9, and it's also in the product that has the amino acids. And so it gives you an opportunity to share the product with them, and they're most likely going to be taking something anyways. And so those are some buzzwords, the omegas and the amino acids.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. I can't help but to remember Dr. Plant and when he talks about being really in a nutritional famine in this day and age, and the overall importance to supplement because you cannot find the foods these days just simply don't have the nutritional integrity that they did 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. And so supplementation has become a critical part of living a healthy, active lifestyle. And of course, the products contained in the Peak Performance System provide people the product for the supplementation that they would need. And so one of those other products that I highlighted on here at the beginning of the call, but I'd maybe just like to go back to here for just a moment, is the XM Plus. And of course, the XM Plus is a great way, as I mentioned, to get nutrition provided by Moringa. But in addition to just getting nutrition, the XM Plus is is provides a great energy source. And in this day and age, you're seeing so many different energy products. You know, I saw one the other day. It was a new energy lube that you rub onto your skin. But we're constantly looking for more energy. And of course, you feel better and more energetic just by giving your body the proper nutrition. But in addition to that, the XM Plus has some ingredients contained in that will give you additional energy. If you would you just maybe talk a little bit about the green tea, desert tea, and ginseng, and what each one of these products do relative to additional energy, allowing an individual to perform at their peak?
Absolutely. You know, a lot of everybody is looking for different sources of energy, and there's a lot of different ways to do that. By far, the most effective is going to be just watching your dieting. I mean, we've talked a lot about the XM-AM and how some of the ingredients in the AM will convert the carbs in the food that you're eating each day into energy, so it doesn't get stored in your body, therefore turning it into fat, and all of a sudden we see those inches start to pile up around our thighs and our waist and wherever that may be. And so it's the first and foremost, the most important way to get that energy is just to eat right. Eat clean, eat right, get your vitamins, take your super mix, and allow your body to naturally burn the energy in the natural state. But there are those people, and I'm definitely one of them. I love the XM Plus. This is by far my favorite major product. I take it each and every day, sometimes twice a day, and I start my morning off every day with a big bottle of XM Plus. Now, the energy components in it, the stimulants that are used, are stimulants that we see each and every day and are in a lot of different products. And I had the opportunity to talk to Josh about this before he left as we were reviewing the question, and he said something interesting to me. He said, you know, there's just different sources of stimulants out there. But at the end of the day, the reason that we put all three of these into the XM Plus is because everybody is different. And I love that because ginseng may not work as good for me, but the desert tea will. And so what the XM Plus allows someone to do is no matter who it is, they're going to feel the effect. And as you're out sharing the product, I mean, that is definitely one that someone can take and very immediately feel the boost in energy. And then on top of that, they're not only getting the energy from the desert tea and the ginseng, but they're getting the nutrition that they need. They're getting those aminos. They're getting those omegas. And your body's just going to self-correct and learn how to burn the carbs in the food that you're eating each and every day naturally. Therefore, the XM Plus, they're definitely going to feel a bang when they take it.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. Of course, my favorite part about the XM Plus is not only does it provide energy, but it provides sustained energy. So many products that you see in the market that are driving or providing energy for people, but you have that crash and burn afterwards. So you get the spike and then the drop, and you don't get that with the XM Plus. You do feel that immediate result, as you said, where you get that energy boost, but it's sustained energy that lasts throughout the day. For me personally, it gives me at least a fighting chance to keep up with you in the gym as we hit our early morning session. But you know, I'm not burnt out afterwards. I have the energy to come back and go throughout my day and be able to accomplish the other things that are required of me. So I love it for that reason, that it gives you a long-term sustained energy instead of a spike and a crash. Another question, though, that comes up is we've got both the XM Plus and the Super Mix, of course, are contained in the Peak Performance system. And so one of the questions that came through from the field this week was, can an individual take both the Super Mix and the XM Plus in the same day? And so, Jared, would you mind just talking about that? I know you referenced already that even sometimes twice a day you like to take the XM Plus, but maybe talk about using both the Super Mix and the XM Plus, both products in the same day.
Yes, absolutely. And for those that were on the call last week, Dr. Plant spent a little bit of time on this because this seems to be a common question. And we've got to understand and know that these products are based around a botanical, a plant, something that is very natural for the human body to accept and digest and utilize and absorb. And so the answer is yes, of course. Please take it. We want you to take it. You're going to feel better. And you need it to sustain yourself throughout the day. So, for example, me personally, I like to take an XM Plus in the morning. I get up, I go to the gym, I drink it on my way to the gym, I'm ready to go, I get a great workout, I get done with the gym, I start my day, and at about 1 o'clock, my body I'm a little bit tired, I'm a little bit weak, I had lunch, and between 1 and like 3:30, I will then have a super mix. And that super mix will actually give me a little bit of boost in energy. My body takes that nutrition that's in the super mix and will sustain me through to the rest of the night. And so the answer is yes, you can take XM Plus and super mix in the same day. You can take an XM Plus twice a day. You can take super mix twice a day. Your body is not going to gain or become immune to the nutrients that are in the moringa oleifera because it's a botanical, because it's natural, and our bodies accept it as we intake it. And so, for those that are out there wondering, is it okay to take it twice a day? And the answer is yes, it is. You can take XM Plus and Super Mix in the same day.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. I think it's important maybe to just summarize that really what we're providing through these products is pure nutrition from a botanical, from a tree, in a form that is bioavailable, so your body can absorb it. And it's not a scenario where somebody can take too much nutrition. Of course, your body will absorb and take in what it needs, and it has a way of naturally passing through whatever it doesn't need through the body. And so it's very safe to do so. Of course, your mileage may vary. So when we talk with individuals specifically about the XM Plus, of course, because of the stimulant or the energy component in that, you want to make sure that your body feels comfortable with the amount of stimulants that you're putting in when you get that energy boost. But as far as just taking in the super mix, which is just pure nutrition, your body will take in what it needs and pass through the rest. And so there's no concern that anybody should have about, can I take too much super mix in a day? It's just getting your body proper nutrition. Let's go ahead and get one of the final component to the peak performance system. Of course, that is our Prime 90. Included in the system is the tea as well. The tea always a standalone component because your body should always be cleansing during any type of process or system or nutritional program that you're on. But let's talk specifically about the Prime 90. I mentioned earlier that the Prime 90 contains 20 grams of protein per serving. How does the Prime 90 assist in, say, like a post-workout recovery?
Okay, so there's a few questions that I constantly hear when I'm in the field, and I know Dr. Plant hears as well. And that is, since we're talking about peak performance and people that are in shape or have lost the weight that they want to lose, Prime 90 at that point can still become a substitute for a meal, but really it's becoming more of a source of protein. And so I personally take 3 Prime 90 shakes a day. I take one first thing in the morning before my workout. I take one about 30 minutes after my workout. And I actually take one before I go to bed. Now the reason that I do that is because as you're sleeping for 6, 7, 8 hours, your body is still burning energy. And it still needs to be fed. It still needs to be nourished. And so a lot of times you'll find that athletes and bodybuilders and people that are in shape do take some type of protein source before they go to bed. Now, of course, they need to take it for post-recovery because what is our bodies made of? I mean, our body is a walking protein in essence. And so we need to, as we're breaking it down, being active in whatever it is, that as soon as we're done with our workout or whatever our activity is, that it's very healthy for us to take that Prime 90 because we're giving it those amino acids, we're giving it the protein so our bodies can repair itself.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. I think it's key to hit on there, taking it post-workout. If we rewind back to the beginning of the call when you had mentioned what is actually happening as you're working down and you're breaking down the muscle fibers, and the body repairing those muscle fibers is actually how you experience growth or increased muscle mass, and protein is a critical part of that process. Your body needs the protein in order to do so, and that's why it's important to take a protein supplement, as you said, 20, 30 minutes right after a workout, right as your body is starting the repair process, that it needs those proteins to be able to do so. And we're not all a physical specimen like you are, Jerem, so we won't all need maybe 3 shakes a day. However, it's critical that we're getting the right amount of protein for anybody, regardless of what your workout regimen may be. And of course, the more intense that regimen is, the more protein that you need in order for it to be effective. So the Prime 90 is a tremendous source to provide that protein. And the other question that I had on here was how often should you be taking the Prime 90? You had already touched on that in your previous answer that your mileage may vary, and it really is driven by and contingent upon how active that you are and how often you're breaking down the muscle fibers. And those individuals are more active, they'll need to take more. Jeremy's taking up to 3 shakes a day. So the peak performance system really provides a great combination of products for a new demographic. Not only for those individuals here, as you had mentioned, that have lost the weight and are now wanting to take their body to the next level, but naturally we find an interest in our product line by individuals who are living an active lifestyle already or looking for the right product or the right supplement to give them that edge. And the peak performance system does just that. It opens up an entire new demographic of people who are athletic or competing in team sports or individual sports. I know we had great stories about individuals who came in and used the weight management system, and they lost 20 or 30 pounds, and they felt so good that they went back to accomplish some goals that they had set earlier in life, such as competing in a triathlon, and started using the peak performance system and the combination of products contained in that system during the training process to allow their body to perform at its peak. So it really just opens up a whole new demographic, as well as provides a path for those individuals who have achieved their weight loss goals and want to continue to allow their body to perform at its peak. So we're really excited about that. Of course, this combination of products was one that we've introduced at the convention in the fall of last year, and has quickly become one of the favorites here at Ninja International. So we're excited about that, what it can do, what it's done already, and what it can do in the future. So that will conclude today's call, Jeremy. I appreciate you plugging in and filling in for Dr. Plant. I know we were a couple doctorate degrees short today, but certainly appreciate your perspective and your contribution to the call today. And just encourage all the participants, everybody listening on the call today, to become familiar with the different options that you have available to you, whether it's the weight management system, whether it's the peak performance system, or whether it's the skincare. Ninja really has something that can appeal to anybody. So let your prospect kind of determine what your approach may be relative to the product line. And of course, the product line is so complete and so robust that it provides a solid, firm foundation for the opportunity, which right now is ripe and is changing people's lives. So thank you very much to everybody who joined us on the call, and we will talk to you next week, same time, same place, on the Ask the Scientist call. The lines are now yours.